Greetings, Legionus. Arendelft here. So Mark Spark just uploaded Death of Hope Part 1 Heritage, Showcase, and Tribute. And honestly, this is really awesome and really telling. He essentially gives tribute to all the things that inspired him and influenced him as he went through and made this. Mind you, he still made this all from scratch himself. The CGI, all of it, he still made it. He just credits all the things that gave him inspiration in this. I just want everyone to know that doesn't mean that other people came in and helped him do this, helped him create all the CGI. No, he did that himself still. Anyway, created and designed, of course, by Mark Spark. Heritage, a fan project showcase and tribute. Death of Hope Part 1, re-rendered, plus extras. So I will have down in the description a link to this video. As well, I will have a link to Mark Spark's Patreon page. Yes, he finally has one. I didn't know he had one until I got to the end of this video. And it said, and he had a list of Patreons going down, of Patreon supporters, and I realized, oh, Mark Spark actually finally is allowing people to come in and financially support him. Which I honestly support him doing that. For the longest time, he wouldn't, though. He felt like it would lessen him in some way, or what he was doing. Alright, so the first tribute, I believe, is by Dan Abbott's No Fear, The Battle at Calth. This project is influenced by No Fear, a book by Dan Abnett, cover illustration Neil Roberts. And it is important to, you know, list the cover art and all that, because in my opinion, this cover art on No Fear helps set the tone for the book. And holy Terra, oh holy Terra, I loved No Fear. One of my favorites, one of my all-time favorites. And let's just do a split second later. This dude, obviously somebody did this to this guy, unless it was some sort of warp thing that did it to him. But yeah, the chain coming out of his armor, his head attached to it, and then what's left of his helmet also sitting there. It's just like, dang. And then in the background, you see what looks like, is that a Tech Marine? It looks like an Ultramarine Tech Marine followed by a word bearer standing next to him. They're both, I think they're all both dead. Just about everybody in these shots is dead. And then, he says, let's see. Oh, this project is influenced by Betrayer, a book by Arendelft Bowden. Cover illustration, Neil Roberts. So that is another one of the credits. Yeah, I'm just going to kind of play through this a bit to make sure I don't miss any of the credits, people he credits. And I just want to stop right here for a split second just to admire the sheer brutal detail of all the frickin' craters, pockmarks, and straight up holes punched into this armor. It's just brutal. Like, this illustrates Space Marines rarely die from any one wound. Normally, for an Adeptus Astartes, it's a death by 1,000 cuts. Anyway, also, another reason why I highly recommend you go and watch this for yourself, the sound is awesome. It is amazing. Anyway, infused the Horus Heresy with art from Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader, 1987, by Rick Presley and many, many more. Cover art by John Civic. Oh, so that is old school. That is old school. So you can tell Mark Spark, he's been around. He's been around a bit. Oh, Terra. And I love how they're all still mag-decked down. Like, their mag boots are still functioning. So they're all still stuck where they died. They're technically still standing right where they died. Oh, check out these gorgeous older models. I mean, some of them look kind of weird, but still. Armor types in this project. Catalog, 1991. Mark II Crusade, Mark III Iron, Mark IV Maximus, Mark V Heresy, armor designed by Jess Goodwin and Citadel Design Team. I actually have a few older models myself in my collection. However, I don't recognize any of these among them. So, yeah, none of my Space Marines in my collection are as old as any of these. Oh, Terra Nova. Yeah, I think... Okay, so if you watch my Astartes basic abilities and war gear, you'll know that a shot through the chest, even one as devastating as this one, is not an instant kill for a Space Marine. I believe what killed this Astartes was that head wound. That right there. I believe he was probably still moving, still fighting, when finally, you know, this probably penetrated his spine, making it so he couldn't move. So as he's then incapacitated but still shooting, but not able to run or dive for cover, someone just frickin' blew his brains out. Anyway, that's what I get from looking at this. Oh, Terra, look at that. Okay, I actually... Some of these Space Marines right here, I do have some of these. Not the first set that was there a moment ago. Let's see. Yeah, I don't have any of these ones. But I do have some of these. And they are gorgeous! No, Terra. And once again, you can see the damage this guy took as he got ran through from behind by some kind of chain weapon. But then there's the head wound. And I am absolutely certain it's the head wound that finally killed this guy. Space Marines die hard. Halls of Vengeance. Oh. Hallways influenced by Forge World Zone Mortalis. Resin terrain tiles. Designed by Blake Spence. Cool. This guy credits like everything that helped influence his work. Bloodletters, Catalog 1991. Miniature by Alan Perry. Man, this is one funky bloodletter. Must be really... Oh, square base. Very old school. 40k, Warhammer 40k, hasn't had square bases in a long time. Just at this point, Fantasy still has square bases. Oh. Okay. Servitor Room. Influenced from artwork by Tony Hugh. I don't know where this is from. It's probably a white dwarf somewhere. But he's just got so much old school influences and art. So, and his detail is so amazing. You really got to give this guy kudos for the amount of research and effort that he goes to. And a lot of people have been commenting on this guy, and I do mean a lot of people. The Exo Armor, 1988, miniature sculpted by Jess Goodwin. I personally never knew this variant of Terminator armor even existed. And I love that it does, because it's so different and just so, like, come at me, bro. You feel like a Titan's walking by you when that guy goes by. Oh, ow! Okay, a scene inspired by the descriptions given throughout the novels. So this is kind of a general, like, I've been inspired throughout all of the novels that I've read to make this particular scene. That says McCrag. Oh, so in the Word Bearer fighting pits, you know, they're keeping around Ultramarine weapons. I guess because they're throwing around an Ultramarine in here and there, so they want them to have their pick of weaponry from, well, their own world. Well, the 500 worlds, where... Okay, at first when I saw this guy out of the corner of my eye, earlier when he walked by through a corridor, I think it was in the servitor room, I thought he was an Ultramarine. I'm like, what, there's just an Ultramarine walking around? And then when he actually walked up and I saw the knee pad, I was like, 8th Legion, oh, Night Lords, duh. So just the Nostroman blue threw me off. Just look at the details! Bolter 14, Chaos Renegade. Oh, gotta go back, split. Bolter 14, Chaos Renegades, Catalog 1991. Miniature designed by Michael Perry with Kev Adams. Corn Flesh Hound 02, Catalog 1998. Miniature designed by Trish Morrison. Or Morrison. So this Fleshhound sort of reminds me of those beasts from Chronicles of Riddick. I mean, when I look at it, it's really what I think. And yes, I know the Fleshhound, you know, I believe it predates the creation of the Chronicles of Riddick. But still, I find it just a cool connection. Artwork also in Rogue Trader. EX, page 104, page 149. Artificer Armor 3, Catalog 1991. Designed by Jess Goodwin with the Citadel design team. Man, this is so cool! Celiac's Guardian Automata Covenant. Oop. Gotta go back a split. Do it. Covenant. Miniature concept by Mark Bedford. Miniature sculpted by Rob McFarlane. Appendages and carapace influenced by Anakaris Scoria. Miniature concept by Mark Bedford. Miniature sculpted by Stephen Whitehead. Oh! This just gives me an old school Diablo feeling so hardcore. And he's still got the laurels on his head, like they kept that on him. Or did they nail these to his head? Maybe they took it off his helmet and then nailed it to his head. Huh. Tolerance to pain. Visual of fused ribcage. Fast healing preventing blood loss. Novels describing Legionnaires cut in half continuing to fight. There actually is a novel that does describe a legionaries cut straight in half that continue to fight. And there are some that describe Space Marines being cut in half and dying from that, which, unless there is a genetic flaw, I find to be total BS. Because if you do your research, you know what Astartes can go through. Which in this instance is not good for this poor guy. Oh my gosh. In this instance, the fact that Astartes are so hard to kill is not good for them. And if you want to know what a Space Marine can tolerate, what they can go through, go and watch, Homo Astartes, basic abilities and war gear. I'll put a link down in the description below, and I'll have it on the end screen. Anyway. Resin Legion specific shoulder pads designed by Simon Egon. Resin Legion specific World Eater Mark II by Edgar Skomorowski. Hope I pronounced that right. So cool! Gal Vorback, miniature by Steve Whitehead. This dude is so a possessed Marine. You know, a lot of the possessed Marines in the Horus Heresy era, they actually would look normal for a really long time before they would, they didn't just look possessed all the time. When I read the later Warhammer 40k books, it was just like they were always in their possessed form. Whereas in the Horus Heresy, they would look normal when outside of combat. And I think that would be... I know that would be a lot of work for Mark Spark to do. He's already doing so much. But if you could see the transformation of what just looks like a regular word bearer, and then like a battle's about to happen, you see them transform into the possessed, that would be terrifyingly awesome. Just look at the detail! Just stop for a second and look around. Every square inch that you see, everything Mark had to make. By himself! Just look at how filthy, how detailed, how excruciatingly good this guy looks. I freaking love it. Heavy influenced by Forge World model Karn the Bloody. Miniature, sculpted by Edgar Skomorowski. This guy looks so good. Heavy influenced torso and legs of limited edition Ultramarines Legion Herald miniature created by Mark Bedford. I actually have that guy. Though I didn't paint him as an Ultramarine. Even, he is an Ultramarine, but yeah. I didn't paint him as one because I'm Legionist. But it is, it's a resin cast model, and it looks amazing. Though I will admit, I accidentally broke off his banner multiple times as I was making him and building him and all that. Samantha Ambrosia, The Mother. Inspired by audio drama Honor to the Dead by Gav Thorpe. Original novel characters Verenia and infant Pexilius. Terra Nova. Man, it's just a little depressing. Okay. Demons trying to get in. Oh, this is just so... Mother and baby scene depicting one of the many effects of the warp, prolonged exposure affecting the physical body and mind, the emotional attachment to her child binding them together. And I don't even really know if this baby is dead or not, but after being fused to her mother through the effects of the warp, I'm just like, doesn't matter. Looks like the baby clawed at its own head. Oh, that's... Oh. And then you can see she's literally been mutating. There's, like, her lips have developed toothy... Well, developed teeth. Just look at that for a moment. Just admire that detail for a moment. I wish I had Eldar figures that looked like this! Eldar, White Dwarf Magazine. 139, 1991, illustrated by Tony Hugh. Just gorgeous. And as far as Ultramarines go, this guy looks beast. Just like the Gorget, or Bastet, as I think it might be called. Credit to Shadiversity for teaching me that one. I think that the thing that protects the neck is actually called a Bastet. Not entirely sure. I'm going to have to look that up. And then just check out the crest on the helmet. It's so freaking cool. And, this Ultramarine has been so brutalized, so messed up that he doesn't care that these are just human savants. He's just like, they die anyway. And this word bearer tells his second to just, stand down. He wants this fight. Well, I can tell from that scene that the word bearer didn't get his weapon into play. That doesn't mean that he's not going to be able to use it, but it doesn't mean that the Ultramarines got a decent chance of grappling. Anyway. Design inspired by novel art The Purge. Book author Anthony Reynolds. Novel illustrated by Neil Roberts. Gotta love the random, This is a full-grown man right here, I think. Standing next to him, like, the top of his head coming to, just over the bottom of the shoulder pauldron. Legion markings, iconography, and project. Horus Heresy Book 5, Tempest by Alan Bly. 26th of May, 2017. May he rest in peace. Credit to the fallen. They shall be forever remembered. Yeah, just look at the amazing detail. Holy Terra. Additional, to all who work and have worked at the company we cherish, thanks to Rick Presley, John Blanche, the artists and writers of Warhammer 40k, Rogue Trader, Realm of Chaos, Slaves to Darkness, the team at Forge World, authors at Black Library, the team at Games Workshop, and many more. The CGI work shown was all done by Mark Lewis Spark. Every single detail was painstakingly crafted from scratch. 1 year, 3 months on the side of faithful dedication. A labor done for the fandom. Thank you, Mark. Thank you for this. This is gorgeous. This is beautiful. I pray that you continue to make this stuff and have the ability to continue doing so. And fragging Terra, this stuff is awesome. Anyway, after this, it then starts going through his Patreons, which I will be linking his Patreon down in the description below. If you want to support Mark Lewis Spark, I heavily, if you want to financially support him, go there. However, remember that Mark has always said that some of the best encouragement he has ever had is seeing your comments and hearing your support. So please, always make sure to go and comment and tell him how much you love what he's doing. I personally know that, yeah, that's a big boost. When somebody comes and tells you how awesome you're doing, believe me, it helps. It helps more than, like, I can't emphasize that enough. But yes, also, like most people, he's probably financially suffering in the current stupidity of the world. Because economies across the world are suffering pretty horribly at the moment. I myself have been going through a serious rough spot because of it. So, yes, if you are financially stable and can support him, that's what his Patreon's up. In any case, I probably missed a few credits here or there. If I did, please let me know down in the comment section below. If you have any feedback for me, please also drop it down there. Otherwise, if you have any kudos or any support to give for this work, follow the description down below. Go to directly to which I'll have this video linked down there. Go watch it. Go support him. Go drop a like on his video. Go let him know how much you love what he's doing and how much you really want to see more. In any case, thank you all very much for tuning in. I look forward to hearing from you in the future. And don't get into too much trouble, or do. It's always up to you. Toodles.